The Metis Tech Show.
Welcome to the Metis Tech Show, a show for HVAC professionals by HVAC professionals.
I like how you guys bounce back and forth between heat pump talk and food talk.
The Metis Tech Show.
Mitsubishi.
All right, so we're right in the middle of World Cup season.
Yes.
And the U.S., Canada, and Mexico are hosting. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a real soccer fan. I don't love soccer, but I've been kind of getting into this, watching a lot of the games. And a couple of things I've come to realize. With a few exceptions, the game of soccer lacks action, right? It lacks sportsmanship. It lacks integrity.
What do you mean?
No, these stupid idiots, they're cheating. They promote cheating by faking to get hurt when somebody comes within 6 inches.
I know. Yeah, I don't know.
It's so annoying. The first game I watched was the U.S., and I was excited because the referees called it and said, no, you're faking, knock it off. But then they all do it, Yeah. Anyway, that's just my opinion.
I just can't wrap my head around, I'm sitting there, I'm watching a game, and I want to see them score something.
Yeah.
And, it gets late, and I have to leave the restaurant I'm at or the bar that I was at when I was watching this game, and it was 0-0. And I get home, and the next morning I check the score, and it says 0-0. What is going on? I don't understand the scoring in this game.
So full disclosure, let me confess something. That's always bothered me too. How can you play for 90 minutes and you're satisfied with 0-0 or 1-1 tie, right? But that first U.S. game, who the U.S. played first? I forget. I don't remember who they played first, but it was an exciting game to watch.
Paraguay.
Yeah, and I've watched a few games where there's been no score, but it's still, hey, there's a little bit of action, but it's not. And then the other day, it was Germany played Paraguay, and it was 0-0, and then they go to the field, goes with penalty kicks, whatever, yeah. And then what a horrible way to end a game. I think you should just play until you can't play. Or the actual penalty kicks I found exciting. Do the penalty kicks for 90 minutes, something.
Yeah.
But anyway, the interesting thing about this is they had to change the names of all the stadiums because the stadiums wouldn't pay FIFA, to advertise them. So Gillette didn't pay FIFA, so you couldn't call it Gillette Stadium. You call it Stadium or Boston Stadium.
Really?
Yeah, Levi's Stadium. They had to cover all the logos. Mercedes Stadium. They had to cover all because those companies weren't paying FIFA, so they have to just Atlanta Stadium and whatever. But I thought that was kind of weird too. But in Boston, they had the Scottish fans came in here to Boston.
They drank all the beer.
They drank all the beer except the Bud Light. They wouldn't touch that.
I don't blame them.
But all the bars literally ran out of beer.
Yes.
I mean, which is crazy. And the Scottish fans, if you went up to and you ordered a soda or a water or something, you'd get booed.
Right.
But then the other side of this is all these fans are coming over from Europe and they're trying American food. Right. I saw one video of a guy, I think it's from South Korea, and he was in one of those barbecue places in Texas, those big giant beef ribs.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think a lot of these people come here, they go on YouTube because a lot of them are influencers and they come here. And I don't understand the whole thing about influencers. I'm lost on that. But he bit into this rib and he goes, I love America. Right? And some of the Scottish fans went to Raising Cane's. They're like, what is this? And then they tried Popeye's chicken, Chick-fil-A. They're trying Chick-fil-A for the first time. And it makes you realize you can't get that stuff anywhere else. It's
it's like when we host co-workers from Japan. They want first place they want to go when they land. They want to go to barbecue.
Yeah.
They love it. And Paul, you've brought some of our co-workers from Japan to Hard Eights.
Yeah.
And but that's what they want to eat.
Yeah, I've asked them and I said, what'd you like to eat? They go, when in Rome. So when I was in Texas, they were visiting us. I was hosting them. I said, all right, we're going to the Hard Eight. And this guy, I don't want to mention his name, but he was super skinny. He was a really skinny guy. He probably weighed 110 pounds. And he got twice the amount of food I did. I couldn't finish mine, and he ate his. And I looked at him. He goes, "I'm so happy, I'm so happy."
Yeah, the meat sweats.
Yeah, the meat sweats.
I just want to
take a step back here and say I never thought in my whole life that I'd be in a room of 3 Portuguese guys and we're complaining about soccer. that is something new for me. Never thought that would happen.
Pick up the ball and run with it, for God's sake. We'll fix the game.
No, they, going back to the food though, it's funny that they, a lot of times you get people that come from Europe and they sit down at one of our bars and they're disgusted by the amount of food that we eat.
Yeah.
But a lot of them were amazed by like ranch dressing.
Yeah, you can't. Well, so on the opposite side of that, Bryn recently went to Italy for some training at the factory there in Italy.
Yeah.
And he was complaining you can't get dressing at a restaurant. It's just olive oil and vinegar is all there is for dressing, which me growing up, that's all I ever saw anybody put on salads. And ranch dressing's non-existent there. And they came here, they go, what is this? And they're loving the ranch dressing. There was a video, I don't know if they called memes when it's a video or not, but it shows this guy going back to England, and he shows his passport, and he's this thin, muscular guy, the picture shows him, and then it shows him, and he's like huge, he's all bloated, he's got a big gulp in his hand. This isn't you. Yes, it is. I was only gone for 11 days.
But German soccer player going to Waffle House at 1 a.m. That's an experience.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Paul and you and I have done it. Probably not at 1 a.m., but Paul and I have got probably 11 p.m. We're like, hey, want to go to Waffle House?
Yeah.
And we just go grab a couple of eggs or something.
yeah.
It's so bad.
No, it is. It's
But
but
it is kind of a guilty pleasure.
But when there's nothing else open, you don't have a choice. And the other thing they're finding interesting is when they go to fast food, you get the free refills. Go out and get as much soda as you want. They're like, what? What is this?
Just get a bucket of soda and get another bucket of soda.
Yeah.
That's great. But anyway, welcome to the Metis Tech Show, everybody. We are going to talk about ERVs, but not just any ERV, the Lossnay, the Residential
Lossnay, which is a new product coming out in a couple of months. So we thought we'd get ahead of it. We just got one delivered here to Boston. Eddie put it up yesterday. It's a real quick, easy install. And it can go multiple positions. It can hang. It can go on the floor or the joists in the attic. If you have, it can go wall mounted. There's a bunch of different things.
I went in the training room this morning and looked at the work you did in installing it, which was fantastic, by the way. And I was blown away at the size of the Residential Lossnay. I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. It's I want to say it's the size of a large suitcase.
Yeah.
That's basically the size of it's made to fit between joists, 24 on center.
It's
though,
almost
not 16 on center.
It's almost carry-on size.
But Paul,
Basically.
and Eddie, do you guys know what Lossnay stands for?
I do not.
I do not know.
All right. So loss and nay, N-A-I in Japanese stands for no. So no loss, meaning 100% heat recovery.
Oh.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Right?
You just reminded me, watch me whip, no, watch me nay.
Nay, nay. Yes.
Yeah. I wonder if that's what it means.
Insert
Yeah.
that music right there somewhere. But nay, N-A-I, Japanese for no or none. So it was interesting to find that out.
Yeah.
I looked that up this morning, by the way. I didn't know that.
Don't insert the music. I don't want to pay the royalties.
Right.
I think the guy's in jail anyway, but probably still gets royalties. But hold on. Let's back up a step here. It's an ERV, so let's get to the basics. There's an ERV and there's an HRV.
Right.
What do they do and why do we want it to do what it does?
So what's an HRV?
An HRV is a heat recovery ventilator. And an ERV is an energy recovery ventilator. They both do the same thing. They take fresh air from outside and bring it into the house. They take the stale air from the house and bring it outside. And it goes through a core, a heat exchanger. And the HRV is just going to exchange heat. So let's call it wintertime. It's cold air outside. It's warm air in the house. And I got to back up even a step further. We need fresh air in our house. So the house I was born in was built in 1901, I think. Not the house I was born in, the house I was raised in.
Yeah.
Was born in 1901. And It was very poorly insulated. In fact, if you held a candle and it was windy outside and the candle would flicker from the wind, the windows weren't very efficient. So I was getting air exchanges.
Naturally.
I was getting fresh air infiltrating through the house, through the poor insulation, the leaky windows. Houses today are built nice and tight, right, to meet all the energy efficiency codes. And everything in the house breaks down, you know. What a VOC is volatile organic compounds. You got detergents in the house. You got carpeting and rugs. Those things break down and put microscopic little particles in the air. Countertops. You spray your counter with Windex or whatever you use, dish soaps, laundry detergents, pet dander. All those things are in the air. In my 1901 house, I would get fresh air. It would dilute those.
Right.
Now the houses built today are so tight that doesn't happen. So we need a mechanical way to bring fresh air from outside into the house to dilute all those particles to make breathing healthier for us. Yeah. So getting back to the HRV, now that's what we need to do. Instead of bringing cold air from outside in and cooling off our space and having the heating system have to work harder, we go through an HRV, which I bring the cold air from outside, the warm air from inside, the stale air.
Right.
The cold air from outside is fresh. They go through a heat exchanger, and we recover. And depending on the HRV, 80, 90, 100% of that energy, of that heat rather. So we're heating the cold air. It's exchanging with the air leaving the house, air coming into the house. So we're not cooling off the air. Now, an energy recovery ventilator does the same thing, except we're transferring sensible and latent heat. So when would I use an ERV and when would I use an HRV? I would use an HRV like in a locker room or, like in a commercial area, locker rooms, gym, stuff where I don't want the humidity to come back in. I want to remove the humidity. Right. But in a home, I would use an ERV because I want to exchange that heat and humidity, latent and sensible heat. So that's basically ERV 101.
So it's got a job in the wintertime and in the summertime.
And in the summertime. In the summertime, it's the hot air comes in, the conditioned air goes out, we exchange, and we recover that energy. And generally speaking, ERVs are rated by the percentage of energy that they recover. So it could be 80, 90, 100, whatever it is. We'll talk about that.
And that changes by CFM, basically.
Right. By CFM, it depends on a lot of things. But we need fresh air. We need to dilute the air in our house. Years ago, and this goes back a couple of decades, I remember the EPA saying when they started building these houses nice and tight before people put ventilators in there, I think the EPA said the air you breathe outside is 80% healthier than the air you breathe inside.
Wow.
It's that fresh air. You're diluting it. And you can't stop things from breaking down. You can't stop the detergents in there and the countertops unless they're stone of some kind. But the old varnishes and paints, all that stuff is off-gassing for some points, and you're breathing that in. Best thing you can do, healthiest thing you can do is bring fresh air and dilute that because you can't get rid of it, so you got to dilute it.
So I was reading a little bit about this unit, and I saw that their standard for their MERV rating is 10, MERV 10, which is pretty impressive. And even for an option they have is MERV 14.
Right, I saw that. Yeah,
that's really nice filtration. Yeah, really good filtration.
So that's basically the core. That's the core that we're mixing all that air through.
Yeah, and if you could picture the core, it's kind of hard to explain. At least for me it is. But when you see the videos of how these cores work, I got the air from the outside going in one direction through these, in between like these paper things, and the air from the house going in another direction, and they exchange all that. So
it's a cross pattern going through the ERV. And that's how most ERVs, most manufacturers build their ERVs. Right. And that's going cross pattern through that core. So, Eddie, what's inside of the Lossnay? What do we have for components in there?
So inside of that Lossnay, you're going to have your controller. So there's a standard controller on the unit.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah,
I've always wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Steve always says an ERV is just a fan in the box. So I just want to say, what's in the box?
Yeah. Oh, God, what's in the box? Yeah.
Okay. If you don't get that, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, I call it a fan in a box because it is very simple system.
Yeah.
And sometimes we at Metis love to complicate things more than they need to be. And that's my,
So-
it's a fan in a box. Don't overthink
So
it.
come
right?
on, Eddie. What's in the box?
It's 2 fans in the box. So you got a fan on your supply, you got a fan on your exhaust. You do have your control system there. And then you have your core in the middle. Honestly, it's a pretty simple system, but it does its job very well.
Yeah, and I noticed that there are 2. That's one thing I noticed this morning when I went in there and looked. There's a little window into 2 dials.
Oh, yes.
And I saw
The little
SA
control.
and RA.
RA, yep.
Or is it EA?
RA.
SA and RA.
Yep.
Supply air and return air, CFM.
Yep, exactly.
And that's adjustable by how many CFM?
It's
Is it
10 CFMs.
increments, right?
Yeah, 40 to 110 CFM.
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah, so that was interesting. Those 2 dials in there.
And by the way, you mentioned the size of them. Just so I think of, to me, it looks like carry-on luggage, but it's 20 inches by 34 inches by 9.5 inches deep.
yeah,
So it's not that big at all.
right.
In fact, I want one for my house.
Yeah. Yeah, first thing that came to mind is like trying to match it with the size of something, and I was like, it looks like a carry-on.
It does.
A little bit bigger though, like a set of luggage, like a luggage bag.
And it's 120 volts. You just plug it into an outlet.
Yes.
That's another thing I like about it.
Yeah.
I was thinking before we got it, before I saw the paperwork, I was thinking, I'm gonna have to wire this. We're gonna have to get up there, get a junction box, and wire. I said, no, it's just 120 volts. Plug it into an outlet. So
And once you plug it in too, like when I was testing it earlier, you plug it in and you don't even know what's on. It's very, very, very quiet. I looked up the specs too. Like the max decibels it will go to is 25, which is extremely low. So it's a very, very quiet unit.
Yeah, that isn't
right
that's
now,
impressive.
our conversation, just for reference, just normal volume conversations, about 60 decibels
There you go.
on average.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty good.
It's very good.
Do we have a model number? I think we should give the model number for it out. We have that anywhere?
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
It's the LGH-F110MX.
Okay. And it's not out yet.
It is
It's
not
I was just
gonna
going to
be
ask you,
released?
Paul. I think you know the release date of this more or less.
Yeah, we're targeting in August
okay
for release
Yeah, so
date.
it's right around the corner.
Right. We're going to update our M&P courses at the end of July, and it's going to include some information on the residential Lossnay. So I think I like this product. It looks really easy to install. It looks really easy to control. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Eddie, anything else you noticed? You're the one who put this in for us. How hard was it to hang?
very simple to hang. Nothing crazy, honestly. It's very simple. Just hang it up, plug it in,
Yeah,
turn it on.
it has brackets on it.
Yep, there's
And
some brackets.
Yeah, and you can place it on 3 of the 4 sides. So
Yes.
at the ends of it, you got what size connections are they? Like 5 or 6 inch connections? Anybody know?
That I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. Didn't check on that. I can
Okay.
double check.
But anyway, one side is the access for everything, so you don't want to lay it on that side if you're
Yeah.
going to put it on the floor or put it against the wall. But we have it hung. It comes with brackets. We can hang it from the ceiling.
Yep.
You can also put it on a wall if you wanted to, or put it on one of the 9.5 inch sides if you wanted to lay it on its side.
Yep. And also, when you go to purchase it, there are going to be 2 different SKUs. One's going to be for right side, one's going to be for left side, just so everybody does know. Yep.
So what do you mean by left side and right side? Is it where the discharges are?
Yeah, that's where the discharges are.
Yeah, basically the supply and return and how that's configured. Yep. What's interesting about this product is the multiple ways of controlling this product. I love they gave us so many different avenues on how we can hook this system up. We can use it standalone, which is basically using those 2 knobs I talked about and setting the CFM and just set it and forget it type of deal.
Yeah. So you would do that if you're not going to tie the ductwork, like the 2 connections for the house. If you're not going to tie those into any existing ductwork, like you're just going to put a vent in the ceiling, a register in the ceiling, a return grill on somewhere else in that ceiling, you could use it standalone for that. But what I did in my house, I have a different brand, but I'm going to change it out as soon as I can. I have the 2 vents going outside, fresh air intake, stale air out, and then I got 1 return for my return duct and 1 supply. And what I haven't been able to, it's not that I haven't even tried, to be honest with you, but I don't have it interlocked with anything. It just runs. I got the fan running continuously, but I want to control it through my air handler and tie it all together. So this is pretty good. So, standalone, like you said, is when I would do that. You can also get your own remote controller for it.
Yeah. Now, when you connect this, does it matter if it's on your return side or your supply side when you connect it?
Does what matter?
When you put your ERV on, when you're connecting it into the
duct?
Yes,
I think you need one of each.
One of each, right?
Yeah, because you need one of each because you're going to take the stale air from the house.
And then
That's going to be your return side, or exhaust, whatever you want to call it, and then your supply side feeding either the house itself, or the grill in the ceiling, or a cassette ducted unit, or you can even interlock it with a wall unit, right? And you can be using a specific connector for that. So whenever that zone calls, brings on the ERV, very versatile.
Yeah, you can put on a central controller if you have one. If it's a light commercial job and you have a central controller on it, connects to MNet. You could put a CO2 sensor on it. You have a CO2 sensor, that's an option. You could put it on there. So and that's the other thing too, getting back to the reasons why we need fresh air. When I was in school as a kid and you'd put 15, 20 kids in a classroom with a teacher in there, they'd close the doors, they'd close the windows. Back then, there was no fresh air. And what would happen? You'd all start to yawn. Everybody would start to get really tired and fall asleep because the CO2 that we exhale stayed in there. So now commercial buildings require fresh air to do away with that. So we could put a CO2 sensor in the space, and you could say, hey, when the CO2 level reaches a certain amount, let's exchange some fresh air in here. That way it doesn't run unless it has to.
So it can be interlocked with multiple indoor units, but you have to make sure that it has the CN2L connector in it. And a lot of M&P series indoor units already have that connector. Some M series may not. Older M series may not have that CN2L connector or CN2C. So those connectors can be used to interlock directly into that indoor unit, meaning that indoor unit calls for a mode, brings on the ERV. Lossnay remote controller. Yep. So we talked about standalone. That's with the controller knobs on the Lossnay. Yep. Then you got the Lossnay remote controller, which is basically looks like a Par 40. And that's used for our commercial ERVs, Lossnays, as well as the residential Lossnay that we're talking about today. And then MNet. So we can if we have a centralized controller in the home, which is not something very common, but they're out there. You can put that on a schedule. You can go into the central controller and schedule all of that.
Steve, if you want to, put a light switch on the wall and control this, turn it on and off. It's like, that's what you want to do. Just, hey, manually turn it on. There's options. I'm not going to say they're endless, but there's a lot of them.
So the switches, there's two types of switches that you can use. The maintained wall switch, which is basically you're flipping it on, it's staying on, closing a set of contacts. Or you can do a momentary, almost like our CN51 connectors.
Like a push button.
Yeah. So, but it looks like a normal modern light switch that you would have and you would see in a typical home.
Yeah, you could even use a manual timer switch if you wanted to put on a time, or you could put a motion occupancy sensor, so it senses light or motion or whatever, it comes on.
And you can set it up for fan boost, so that picture, walking into a space, motion sensor picks you up, it boosts the fan, and brings more air in. But the CO2 sensors, there's a Melco CO2 sensor, which is basically our Mitsubishi CO2 sensor with a dedicated cable. And then there's a third-party CO2 sensor that you have the option of using. And that's just using a 0 to 10-volt DC signal. Yeah. So there's so much we just unpacked there. Now, if we look at the air handler, and this is for another episode. Have we talked about the IntelliAir yet? Have we done an episode? I think we've talked about it.
I know that's not coming out for a while till later on this year, but we will be.
Yeah. If we haven't done one already, we will be doing an episode on that. I've been kind of out of the loop in the Metis Tech Show world, but anyway, we can interlock that into our current SVZ offering, our PVA, and in the future the IntelliHeat, IntelliAir. Sorry, the IntelliAir line of air handlers.
So yeah, I'm going to want to know how to put this on because I got the PVA in my house.
Yeah.
So I'm going to want to interlock it with that.
So you're going to be using CN2L.
Yeah.
CN2L connector, easy connection.
Do you know? I probably shouldn't ask this, but do you know if the connectors come with the ERV or we have to get those?
They come with the ERV, and
Okay.
you can cut them. And it's in the quick start guide, it shows you how to cut the connector so that you can add your own wire to it. So we're giving you so much wire, and then you're gonna have to cut it and add how many feet of wire to that you need. And then looking at the third-party thermostat options, I love that we're giving everybody these choices. They have if you want to go with a third-party thermostat with additional ERV options built in, we have the option of connecting to 24 volts. It's 24 volt adaptable into our Lossnay, or 12 volts, DC 12 volts. So it'd be AC or DC 24 volts. So picture a normal standard 24 volt AC thermostat with R and W and Y and C and G and basically R in common. We can use those types of thermostats. We can also use a third party air handler and interlock the Lossnay with that. So that was a lot. There's a lot of controls options there.
Yeah, and in building codes, like it's been around in commercial building codes for a long time, for decades, that we need fresh air, and I think more and more residential homes are requiring it for the reasons I said earlier. So it's a very good thing to have in your house for health reasons, if for no other reason, health reasons alone, but also I think it helps a little bit of comfort as well. I'm just trying to find out the size of the duct connections, but I can't see it anywhere. But it's either 5 or 6 inch. I know that. I think it's 6.
Really
Yeah,
quick,
100% sure.
while I was installing it, I should have said is I installed it by myself. It's a one man install. It's very simple, very light, very, very light, and it doesn't take much to do it.
Yeah, because I was on the phone with you yesterday remotely. I wasn't in the office, and I was like, don't go hurt yourself putting that thing in. And then 5 minutes later, you sent me a picture. It was installed. So I was like, I guess it wasn't as heavy as I thought.
No,
and
not at all.
Looking at it this morning, I was impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here it is. Sorry, I found it. It's 6 inch duct connections.
Okay.
So it's
That
there.
makes sense.
That does make sense.
So what else? I mean, I think it's gonna be a quick episode, but there's a lot here, but it's really not very complicated. It's a simple thing. It's gonna help you, help your customers. I think most homes now, if they don't have these, they should have them. It's just, like I said, it's a healthy thing to have in your house. And I don't know what the building codes are. I haven't looked at them in a while, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're required. If this is going to be required in a lot of places.
Right. Yeah. No, it's most of the time, I think most of us as instructors really don't pay much attention to our ERVs.
Yeah.
They're kind of boring to us, but this is
I'm
pretty
excited
exciting.
about this. And did you say it fits between joists, 24-inch joists?
Yes. Yeah.
So the ceiling joists. So if you're in a basement with it, and the takeoffs are all at the end of it, so you're not going to be cutting anything. It's kind of can be out of the way. And like we said, the size is a nice size here. The CFMs are adjustable. We talked about the SKUs. We talked about the sensors, the different types of
120
controllers.
volts, right?
Yeah, we talked about the noise level. It goes on Mnet. Yeah, and this is a great little product for a whole home solution for ventilation. That can use it single, multi-families. I mean, it's a bunch of different things you can do.
And like you said earlier, when you're installing, just make sure don't install it on the wrong side. Make sure you're not covering the side where the control is. And also on the bottom half, there's some clips. So if you do need to clean the unit or get to the fans, the bottom half does unclip, you can open it up and then you can clean the inside.
Everything's accessible from there.
Very
The
accessible.
core, the fans, everything else. So you can fix it to the ceiling, hang it from the ceiling.
Yep.
You can put it between joists. You can put it on one of the narrow ends, so it's standing up. So there's a bunch of different things you can do. That's how I have it in my attic.
Perfect.
It's just standing up like this. That's why I want one of these
So 40 to 110 CFM.
in 10 CFM increments. So Eddie, if this thing comes up missing tomorrow, we'll
your
just,
house?
okay. I will. I am going to put one of these in my house. Definitely, I'm excited about this. I'll finally get to finish interlocking.
Yeah.
It's been a year. It's been a little over a year. I did my PVA.
Have you got your rebate yet?
Oh, don't even get me going on that. Listen, these whole rebate programs, these people are a bunch of. Listen, they can only be one of two things. They're either incompetent or they're just corrupt. They're just corrupt. One or the other. They're just the whole program's a pain in the neck. I was going to go a little bit lower, but now you got me going. But yeah, you fill out all this paperwork and then they lose it on you. There's no record of you. They never get back to you. They just don't get me going. I was going to get a $6,000. This is how bad it is. I was going to get a $6,000 rebate. I gave up. It was so much hassle that to me it's not worth it anymore. The aggravation of dealing with these people and these organizations are just not worth it. So sorry. Hopefully it's better in other states, but in my state it's not.
Yeah.
And hopefully, well, it wouldn't be something if somebody is driving along and they work for one of these programs and they say, "Oh, he shouldn't have said that." I'll probably be fired tomorrow. Yeah. So
No.
and that's just me personal. That's my personal experience. Not. I don't represent Mitsubishi or anybody else other than my own personal self as a homeowner.
Okay.
On this, so I just want to get that out there.
But anyway, that's our residential Lossnay. Look out for it. Keep an eye out for it. It is on its way to the U.S. and to a home near you.
Mm-hmm. Simple install, great to have in the house.
Yes. Yep. Very excited about it. So the big fourth this weekend.
Ooh.
Eddie, you're off tomorrow.
Yes.
Long weekend. I'm off as well for a long weekend. Pretty excited.
It's going to
do
be
some
great.
bass fishing. And not on the 4th, though. I don't do any fishing on the 4th because I'm not dealing with jet skiers.
It's going to be
those people.
at least in
Yahoos,
the,
I call them.
in the Northeast. It's going to be like wicked hot. We're getting a heat wave. It's going to be like, I think tomorrow is going to be like 90, and then the day after it's like 97, and it's going to be humid, and hazy, hot, and humid. The Triple H's, and I'm not talking about wrestling here. I'm talking about weather.
Right.
Some people are like, what does he mean by that?
I took my son fishing last night. When I say last night, around 4 p.m.
Nice.
And I realized that's why I don't go fishing in the afternoon because I was dying out there. It was so hot. I like to go in the morning, get in, get out. But what are you cooking this weekend on the grill? Anything crazy? You guys barbecue?
I'm gonna do some steak tips, always some sausages. Yeah, and just of course, if you can't have 4th of July without hot dogs.
You know what I've been into lately? Brats
Yes.
and hot Italian sausage.
Yes.
And I've been looking around like the kiosks and stuff in the supermarket. You get those, Hillshire Farms sausages and different chicken sausage or something kielbasa and grilling some of that. And,
Have you had the
Slice it up.
teriyaki sausage?
no.
Amazing.
Have you had the Chinese sausage?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Market Basket has the Chinese
I've
sausage,
seen those
and it
too, yep.
tastes like the rib sauce,
Spare ribs.
spare rib
It
sauce.
tastes like the spare ribs you
But
get.
the teriyaki sausage, that's
Yeah. Charlie's in Rehoboth has them. Pretty good.
ooh,
Yeah.
It's nice.
it's not too far
it's
from
right
my
next to your house.
It's right next to my house, right next
It's
door.
not that bad, right?
But yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
I like the regular, just hot Italian sausages. I just love those on the grill. There's so much. It's the only way you can really cook them is on the grill. They get their char
Yes,
on there. There's a there's just so many things that you can do, and of course I get the griddle as well. But 4th of July is for the grill. Not the griddle. It's for the grill.
Definitely for the grill.
You gonna smoke anything, Steve?
I might throw something on the smoker. And, you know, the whole thing is I don't have enough people in my home to eat the smoked food that I throw on there. And when I get going, is that you're dedicated. You're going to be cooking something, a big piece of meat, and I don't want to throw anything out. So
You know what you could do? There was a Swedish person on the news, and they went to a gas station, and they got a Twinkie and a bag of Buffalo blue cheese combos. That's what you can have for a quick meal right there. Talk about the breakfast of champions. That's that and a Jolt Cola. Do they still have Jolt Cola?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Yes. Yeah.
Twice the caffeine and all the sugar you need.
Yeah. When's the last time I seen a Jolt Cola? It was somewhere we were traveling. I saw it in the cooler in the store.
Yeah. When I was in the Army, I used to work nights, so staying awake was important. So it was Jolt Cola and Twinkies for breakfast.
Speaking of Twinkies, last thing for me, I saw a lot of videos of the Texas Twinkie.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that is so good.
Yeah, you know, I didn't know. I genuinely didn't know Hutchins. Shout out to Ralph. I did not know that Hutchins was like the very popular for that Texas Twinkie.
Yes.
I've been seeing videos all over the place. Of Hutchins Texas Twinkie.
Those are delicious. It's a jalapeno pepper stuffed with cream cheese.
Yeah.
And then wrapped in bacon.
It looks, I don't even like jalapenos, but it looks amazing.
No.
So I'm excited for our August training meeting in Georgia. Every year we barbecue.
Yep.
On that Wednesday of that week at the hotel. Oh, you don't even know, Eddie. There's so much food that comes off the grill, and I man the grill, and it's exhausting because it's 95 degrees out, 95% humid, and but the food that comes off that grill. But anyway, this year we're going with a butcher, and we're pre-ordering food from a butcher, and one of his items on the list is the Texas Twinkies.
Oh, nice.
Got to get those.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have him maybe do a dozen of those, maybe a couple of dozen of those, see how much those cost. But a little bit of everything, a little bit of each protein, you know, because every year we go and grab a shopping cart and we go to Publix or
No, it's Kroger.
Kroger or whatever it is. And then when we try and load up and it hasn't been working out.
What are we
It's a lot
getting
of-
for vegetables?
Probably bacon wrapped Brussels sprouts.
No, that's not happening.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, listen.
Well, the Texas Twinkie has a jalapeno in it, so that's a vegetable.
Okay, that's a
is
vegetable right there. All right, and the beef. Actually, you're getting vegetables because that's what the cows eat. They eat grass and stuff like that, and salad. So
Right.
you're getting it secondhand.
Yeah,
You know,
technically.
technically, it's But anyway, I think we talked more about food than we did the residential Lossnay because the Lossnay is and it's up and it's running. It's going to be out. Look for it around August, mid to late August. And I think that's it.
Yeah, there's not much to say about it. It's just it's a great unit. It's so simple that honestly, just purchase it, put it into your house and try
Now
it.
you know what's in the box.
Exactly.
Right.
Brad Pitt would be happy.
And if you're cooking a roast in the oven and the Lossnay's on, it'll put the smell through the whole house. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's
Pretty awesome.
Hey, by the way, did Brad Pitt? Did he ever
See
know
what I did there? We went right back into food.
But did Brad Pitt know what was in the box?
I don't think he ever looked in it, but he knew.
He knew.
Yeah.
It
He was
Gwyneth,
like, "Oh man, what's in the
it was
box?"
Gwyneth Paltrow. Was that who it was?
Yeah.
I just want to say I was sitting here. I didn't get the joke. I didn't get that joke. Oh, I know.
That's because you
I
never
left
saw
until
this
the end to
movie.
tell you.
What's the name of the movie?
Wow, with these liver spots are bursting on my hand right now.
What's the name of the movie?
Oh my God.
Is it Seven? It's not Seven or Heat.
Yeah,
Something. Seven.
7.
Is it?
Yeah. No, it's either Heat or something.
No. It's 7.
Morgan Freeman. It's Morgan Freeman and Brad
Is it
Pitt.
7
and
Deadly
Gwyneth
Sins?
Paltrow. Yeah, that's right.
It's 7. Yes.
And
You gotta watch it. We kind of gave away the ending. Well, we didn't.
No, we didn't
say
say
what
it.
was
We
in the
don't know-
box.
we don't know
but
what's in the
watch
box.
the movie. We'll find out what's in the box.
well, I never knew what was in the box. I think they left it was use your imagination. They don't show you, but I think we know.
Yeah.
I'll imagine it's 2
Who's the bad
fans.
guy? Who's the actor that played the bad guy?
Shoot. He was on an interview the other day. He did that movie. The other movie there. He's done a bunch of movies. I don't know. I'm so bad. If my wife was here, she'd be like, "Oh yeah," she knows like all the names of the actors.
It's either 7 or something, but it's the movie. I can't think of the name of the movie, but it's really good. You'll know it's in the box. And we talk way too long about this. We'll probably have to cut most of this out.
No, it's good stuff. It's the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
Okay. That's another thing. Did you get that one?
Happy 4th.
Okay.
All right. Happy 4th, everybody. See you on the
Take
next
care.
one.